Hi, and welcome to Western North Carolina. Today we're in the heart of the Old Fort Loops, and before we head over to the layout, I just wanted to make a video comparing and contrasting the prototype rail line that we modeled with the layout at home. So here's train 123 as it descends the mountain. If you look closely, you can see the tail end of the train on the upper section of the loops above, and the head ends crossing the bridge in front of us. It's a pretty spectacular piece of railroad that descends the mountains into the Piedmont of North Carolina, and it's really the essence of mountain railroading. It's one of the things that made us want to model this line, and it's just really neat to see the trains in notch 8 as they go uphill, or in dynamics as they come downhill, as we're looking at here. So when we were out watching the train, my dad and I thought it would actually be really fun to recreate that train at home and share with you guys a little bit about the similarities and the differences between the prototype and our layout. So here's train 123 descending the loops, and as you can probably already tell, we didn't model the loops exactly due to space constraints and just how much room it would have taken, but we really wanted to capture the essence and feel of the loops, and I think we've done that well. This is on the peninsula of the layout, so it's really the centerpiece of the layout, and it's neat to see the train loop over itself, just like the prototype. Here in the middle of train 123, you'll notice there's some DPUs. Those are distributed power units, and as Norfolk Southern runs longer trains over the loops and mountains, they use these engines for extra power and also to have better braking as they descend the hill. So you'll notice that on the layout we have a little tighter curves, a little bit of a steeper grade, and everything's just compressed a little bit. But this is a prototype freelance layout, and even though we didn't model everything exactly, a lot of the names and locations on the prototype can be found. For instance, specific bridges and scenes and signals, and even the names of these locations on the prototype are found on the layout. You'll notice that throughout videos on my channel. Another thing you'll notice is that the scenery isn't totally finished here, but once it is, it'll look even more like the Old Fort Loops and what you see in the prototype videos that I just showed you. I wanted to pause for just a moment and share with you a little bit about the prototype Old Fort Loops and what they are. And first off, I wanted to give credit for this photo to Trains Magazine for sharing this. It was a great thing I remember seeing in an article a while back. But pretty much, the train that we saw was headed eastbound from left to right on this photo. And the loops are really a section of track that descend, and rather than going straight down the mountain like Saluda, they took more of an approach like you'd see at Tehachapi Loop, where they wind over itself and loop around the mountains to descend the grade. So as the crow flies, it's only a couple miles, but the tracks actually extend 5 or 6 miles, looping in and out of the valleys and around itself just to get down the mountain and keep the gradient at a minimum. But even though the gradient's at a minimum, it's still an incredibly steep piece of railroad, and trains are really brought to their knees to 5, 10, or 15 miles an hour as they head upgrade and have to take it pretty slow going downhill. So a very interesting piece of railroad and something that's a lot of fun to model, and like I've shared in some of my other videos, adds a lot of unique operational challenges to the layout. Well, that just about wraps up this video. I hope y'all enjoyed just a little bit of information about the prototype and about our layout, and to see where some of the inspiration for the railroad came from. So, until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.